Attention! 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 This is the Tao Net A of the day. I'm your net controller, Tina number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes. You may begin.
Tin Yacht number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Team at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Tenyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Anyone else want to check in? Where's that wing? Wing is supposed to be here.
Tenet number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Tenyat number 3 with Vinover Cove.
Okay, we have 6 so far. Anyone else? Anyone else? One more call. Anyone else?
India number 2, Delta November Golf.
Okay, I'm just wondering where did Gay go because Gay is around. Call out, call out. Anyone else want to join? Anyone else want to join? Okay, one last call. Trying again. One last call. Who is coming? Okay, we'll begin. So today, very important topic. Um, so a lot of people don't know how to ask your div question. So we have to talk about this topic today to start the net. Most of you are like, should I do this? Should I do that? Or like, I want to do this. It is a good time to do it. You know, you guys are not understanding the div properly. So when we div, the most basic um, kind of div is called the yum yang, right? You have the negative positive, yum yang. But there is also another word called gat hong. Okay, so gut, like gi chang, when you say gi chang, right? The gi is the gut, gut is Cantonese. So what it means by gut and hong, gut is the positive and hong is the negative. Okay, so when you get like a yang, okay, the yang, the positive is the gut, the negative is the hong. Okay, so what does it mean by gut? Gut meaning like when you talk to the God and the God say, I have support or assistance or help or power that can be given to you. That is called gut. Okay, so is it a gut time, right? Is it a time that the God can give you help? Or does the God have any help for you? Or is he even around? That's the gut. The home is the opposite, meaning like, I don't have any help for you. There's nothing I can give you. Okay. So usually there are time that is gut time and home time for doing things. If you ask your Yun son, I want to cook. So you do a div. Okay. Div. Boom. okay, I got a yearn, which is positive. It's a gut time. So your yun san tell you, I can give you help now. But if you do a div and you got negative, it means that yun san is now not able or don't have any help for you. Okay, so if the yun san don't have any help for me, what do I do? Do I cry? Do I just like, kneel down and beg for help? No, you don't. You find another person. So I'll find my seafood and I did. Oh, seafood say gut. Okay, so I'll ask the seafood for help. Right? If the seafood also hung, then I ask like maybe the altar god or another god. So eventually you have a god, they say, okay, I can help. Right? When the gods say I can help, that means it's a gut time. When you do things, you always want to check the gut and home because that determine will you have help from the God for doing something. And you don't even need to ask like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Right? No one knows. It's up to you. But what you are giving with the yum yang sing is the gut home. Okay? So very important concept to keep in mind. Anything you do, if it's a gut, it means the God can help. If it's not, then the God cannot help. So you ask another God, or you choose to not do it at this time. Let's move on. Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Tinya number 2, Golf Alpha Papa, Sejong Gijang. Hello everyone on the net. Yeah, so this is kind of cool because I feel like this is helping address some of the bad habits we pick up from family. Because normally it's a bad thing to ask mom for one thing and she say no, and then you go ask for dad for it instead. Um, so here it's totally cool to check go down the line of the gods that can help. So I suppose that implies that depending on which god says we get gut from, that would also kind of indicate the kind of help we would be getting. Like if I'm if I ask my Yunsun for help and I don't get it, or it's not a good time, a gut time uh, for Yunsun to help, then I go to let's say I go to my Sifu. Then I'm I guess the Sifu provides like guidance and wisdom and ideas, if I'm right. So that should be the kind of thing that I'd be I guess that would kind of like indicate that's the type of help I should be looking to expect with the thing that I'm asking, right? And yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around this, but it's because right now I know that the list of gods that I have accessible to me right now, right? That's the Yunsun, the Samla Josi in my heart, the Sifu, the court, the religious court, right? With Harspell 2, and then the Wuhong Xianxia as well, right? Because of the heart spell that and the cultivation of the immortal. Um, yeah, I guess I'm still. Yeah, I guess let me just check with Xiaojuan and see if so far this it sounds like I'm on point. Back to you, Tinyat number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yeah, you also missed the God at the altar as well. You have a bunch of God at the altar, right? Um, what kind of help is up to you, but you ask that God say they can help, then yeah. But hey, if you're like trying to do something like going to battle and you ask your Sifu, the Sifu can help, but the Sifu don't deal with like fighting, so you ask the wrong guy. Like the guy is not able to teach you how to fight, but it can like help you with other things. So it's like yeah, the chef say the chef can help, but you're asking the chef to, fix your pipe, and he's not supposed to deal with that kind of thing. So even they can help, right? You have to be the one using the right guy for the right situation and the right job. We, the mage, is like it's like you're the manager and you manage like who to use for what job, and you need to understand your god and like what their power is. So when would you ask the Wu Hong Xianxia for help? Well, when I need to kick people's ass because he's like a fighter, right? But like when would I ask, let's say, the altar Josie? Well, when I want to go to altar and do work, right? Like there you go. So you have like these gods, and you need to know what their properties are. Then whatever you're doing, you can ask the god to help. Um, and of course, the Samlo Josie is like all in one, so you can do many things of it. You can also access the Jigam Samlo Josie. You forgot that one. Also, reminder to all that the way how div tools or div cup works is okay. So usually you think, right, like you're taking a div cup, you're talking to the troops or the god in front of you, and then you're like, okay, let me ask the god, are you ready to talk or are you ready to do things? And then you do a div. You think that you're directly talking to that god and that god give you the div result. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, it doesn't work like that. The div cup itself, okay, has a god inside. The div cup itself is like you put your seafood. Naturally, it is the seafood that deals with it. So the seafood goes into the div cup. Now you use that god, the seafood, the div cup god, you can say, okay? You use the div cup god and you clash it onto another god, and then it come back to tell you the message. It's kind of like you ask a person to go to a shop, and then he come back and tell you the shop is closed or the shop is open. Okay, so you're not directly talking to the shop, you're talking to the messenger in the middle, which is the div cup god inside the div cup. Make sure you get it correct. Tingja number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
This is Tanya number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Good day to Satran Kichan. Good day to my seniors, my juniors, and well, from what you're saying, Sajwan, it's not the way how we're speaking. It's incorrect. The way how the way how we're asking these questions, like, oh, can you help me with this? Or no, it's more so, do you have the resources to help me with this right now? Do you have the resources essentially? It's kind of like you go into a microwave and asking, could do, is it a good time now that you can help me with this? No, you have to know what the microwave can do and what it can't do, and you kind of know if the microwave have the resources to cook a whole chicken. Is that it can't or it can? And it's all about understanding and getting more information, not just about the god, but knowing if they have the power to give you the resources. And also, as you were speaking about all the different gods, it just kind of occurred to me, on a previous lesson, we were discussing about how all these different Taoists would have all these different gods and mixing up stuff with Jesus and Buddha and stuff. And probably that because they think they're supposed to have many gods, they could just snatch other people's gods. And then I also remember that you mentioned that we have a fail safe that um our goals are cultivated, because when these other Taurus practitioners just grabbing and snatching at other gods, they don't know what they're pulling in. They just could be grabbing an ego, they could be grabbing something that has nothing to do with them, and they'll get all kind of crazy results, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. But with our system, everything is curated, and it's specifically made for us. So it's a very safe way to creating and interacting with the gods. So that's just a thought. Hopefully that is not just a tantrum I'm going on after. But it's very it feels very nice to know that we have these different gods that we can use. So if one can't help us, we could just use another one. This is Tinyat number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't even need to compare with the other ones because they're pretty much garbage. So we focus back on our own. And yes, it is very safe because our God that you use in the lineage, it's cultivated. So when you ask them for help, they have like, it's kind of like you use ChatGPT. So someone trained it and there's like a foundation to it. So it has like a foundation uh, knowledge inside. So as long as you know how to write your prompt, right, you're gonna get pretty good answers. Also, one more thing to note, one more very key element that you need to know is I always tell you guys, God, ghosts, ye crap, whatever, they cannot see or move the eight. So if you like listen to those ghost story, right? People are like, "Wow, the ghost just moved the chair," or the books are flying off the shelf, things like that, right? You hear that, and you know it's not possible. Like those ghosts and God and all these things, they cannot do it. Like think about it. If the Yi God is so powerful, they can like just move things around, right? Then the Yi God might as well just like move you around and like put on a show, right? They can't do that. It's like they have to make you move. They influence you to move. Okay. So when you're doing a div cup, right? Like a div cup kind of div or whatever medium you're using, the fact is, they cannot give you the div result. Like they cannot make your div cup come out to be a sing or a yang, a yum. They cannot do that. God cannot do that. So now you're confused. Oh shit. So then how can we know it's really right? Okay, look. The example here is there's a picture, okay? Like a drawing. This picture has a tiger with the mouth open, and the picture has a child looking at the tiger, and then there's a woman beside the child. What do you think the picture means? Okay, so there are like 10 people in the room. They all take a look. Someone say, "Oh, the tiger is about to eat the children," and the woman is scared. Another person say, "Oh, the tiger is having fun with them," and then the other one say, "Oh, they're just looking at the tiger, watching him." So many different people, so many version of interpretation. Why? Because their God give them different inspiration. They look at the same outcome, the same physical, and because the D3, their Yun San, right, come down, becomes the influence factor that makes you interpret it differently. That is why if you got a yum, but the God means to say, yes, that's good, then the yum, when you look at it, it makes you feel happy or relate to like they're like having a smile and like, that's bad, good shit, like that. A yum doesn't need to be negative as in bad or no. It can also mean a yes if the God really want to tell you a yes, right? But the fact is, hey, your hand just got a yum and the God really wants to tell you, yes, I like this. What do? They influence you. So that's why the key point is when you listen to the God, that is the real answer, not the physical outcome. Tina number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
King at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. So if I understand this correctly, that we have the ability to, as we said, as it was already established, choose another God or choose not to do it at the time. And then it makes a difference on who to ask, the urgency, the level of access you have, whether the God you're asking is local, personal. And would this also deal with future, past, or present? And also, if I'm understanding this correctly, that when the God gives you the answer, that it's designed for you to feel the outcome rather than looking exclusively with your physical eyes and say, okay, this is yum, that's all it is. You have to feel something. Is that correct? I understand we weren't really supposed to work on our feelings, but it sounds like at this point, we're supposed to be listening to the God or feeling or sensing something at this time. Is that correct? Ting at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
First of all, I'm not sure about your past, present, future. Not really sure what you're asking there, but you don't feel. Feeling is yourself, right? You have to feel that yourself. It's a D5. No, it's a D3. You listen, you don't feel. Feel is after process already. After thinking, thinking is D4. Feelings is D5 in the heart. If you are feeling that thing, you failed big time because you already thought of it. You already think. If you have not think, how will you have feelings? Right? It's not a feeling, it's a vision. It's like you look at it and you have an answer come to you. It's like I look at the kitchen and I was just asking what to eat, and then the kitchen brought to my attention, oh, the noodle there looks very interesting. There you go, noodle, right? So you have to look at the D3. D3 is a light coming to you. It draws your attention to something, not like a feeling. It gives you a vision. Vision as in like you can look at something and it just brings your eyes over there. It's like you go to grocery shopping and somehow your eye just kept looking at the candies or the crap or something, right? That's the D3. D3 power comes, it brings your head to move to that direction. Okay? Now, um, again, the God cannot give you a sing. The God cannot give you a yearn because they do not influence the physical object. They don't even see the physical object. Okay? But here's the thing that you need to know. In divination, there is things that you can cultivate and practice which give you what we call gonglik. Gonglik is like skills and power built up with time. Okay, there are two types that you can do. Two basic type and one more extra. The so two basic type is the yum gong and the yang gong. Okay, now the yum gong is like the inside the mental. So you need to understand what the div result actually mean, how they can mean this or that, and you have to like do a lot of mental work to understand. And it's very like so-called brain frying because you have to really understand the variation and how they can mean this or that. The yang gong is like you have to be able to physically manipulate that object. When you can do that, like a card shark, like those people who can like really shuffle the card very well, or if I want to sing, I can really throw out a sing if I want to, kind of like you're a cheater. When you really can do that physically, the god then can influence you. So when you do a div, then you're like, yeah, when it's like a yes, it's always a sing because you have that skills in your D8 body. But if you don't, like most of us don't, then the god cannot do anything. So we have to build the skills to control the tool. The better we do, the more accurate the god is, because like now the god can use your body and utilize that to output the result that matches what it like really means on the surface. There we go. Tina number 4, Lima Echo India.
Kenya number 4, Lima Echo India. Uh, yes, John. There's a couple times that happened to me. Like if I'm diving and then I get like a yum or something like that. Uh, and then somehow it's like instantly I feel like or I kind of see like I'm missing something. Like um maybe this isn't a good choice and maybe that's a good better choice that like don't do that way or like when I ask like what does that yum mean does it mean no or does it mean something else? So sometimes it's not always like a straight up no, but more like I'm missing something. Sometimes I get that. uh yeah, so D3 light, I was wondering a couple times when I lost my stuff, and then I shined like like I circle around my landlord deck the flashlight. Usually, like if I'm looking for a key or looking for something, uh, somehow like when I use the flashlight, uh, like there's nothing that's telling me like go here, but like I felt nothing at all, but somehow I go there. It's really hard to explain. It's like I don't see anything at all. I don't feel anything, or I don't think anything, but somehow it just I just move and it just led me to find my key. I was wondering, is that like the D3 light Sajan was talking about? Um, Tinyat number 4, Lima Echo India.
Exactly. That is the D3. Very good. D3 comes that you it's like the Yun Sun shine the light on something. You will just walk there without even thinking about it. So if someone say they're like, I heard a voice, the voice is telling me this and that, you fucked up already. Because the voice when you hear is inside, right? It goes inside. That's a D4 element. So if you're like hearing voices like go here, go there, that is not the God. That's ye crap. That's yourself. That's yourself. So when people are saying, I'm like hearing my Samo Josie say this, say that, it's not. That's not the God. The God is outside. Okay? So when it's outside, is supposed to guide you to see and find and encounter. It doesn't speak in the form of voices. Okay. Now again, as I have said, there's like this yang gong, right? That like the physical cultivation. So when you're using like let's say you use playing cards a lot for divination, right? You should be playing with the playing card and being like let's say being able to manipulate the card like shuffling doing card tricks and being able to like there are some people who can do like tricks like they can put a card in and then they can like shuffle it and they can bring the same card out, that kind of thing. When you can do that, like master that kind of skills, right? Like you really know how to control your card if you want to. Then if you use the card to do divination, if the god want to say a yes, it will really be able to pick out the right card for you. That means that because your body can do it. But during that time you're diving, you do not use your skills to try to get the yes out. You just like shuffle randomly, mindlessly, and then just pick a card. Now then your god can take over. The god use your body to pick out the right card and use your physical skills. Now you will see always a sing for the perfect yes, always a no is the yum, and then whatever like that. Because you can control the card well, the god can utilize that and help you get better answers that fit the meaning more. But what if I don't have that skills, right? It's fine because even you have like inaccurate answers, meaning like the physical doesn't really match the God's word. It's fine. Why? Because the God will utilize that and then just try to lead you to the answer anyway. So it's fine, like you got a yum or sing, doesn't matter. The God will be able to bring you back on the right track. Okay, there you go. Team number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Chingit number 2, Kilo Alpha India. I would like to greet everybody in the net and say how John Kichang. The lesson that you're providing, I think I pick up a lot of information. Like in the beginning, I was lost when you are mentioning that God cannot uh, control the outcome of the deal that you are throwing. But then again, I got a clarification when you said the only way to get the outcome the way is if the then you have the skill to control the outcomes. Like if the gods must use you, so it makes a lot of sense in that way. Um, I would assume that it means that when you're doing the agreement with the god, in order to confirm what they're actually saying, they might be able to control the outcomes based on what the div have let you have thrown that. Then when you are seeing that, then you get the outcome, and that's your answer. And the other part I didn't understand is the difference between Samlo Chose and the Jikam Samlo Chose. You did mention that thought in the meaning in the beginning, like it's the same thing. I just want to clarify that part. Is it the same thing, or those are two different TNet number 2 Kilo Alpha India? Back to you.
Okay, Samlo Josie, when you use Hospital Zero, it's the God that is inside you. It's your God. Jikam Samlo Josie is the God here at HQ, at my altar. It's my God, okay? It's more powerful than yours. Though they are not the same God. Um, yeah. Uh, Going back to the div things, um, so what do we mean by the div is accurate? Okay, accurate is not equal to correct or incorrect. Accurate means you do a div and the God means like a yes, a perfect, it will come out with a sing. Like the meaning from the God and the physical result matches. That is called accurate. Okay? When you are doing a div and your skills, right, for the manipulation of the tools, your understanding of things and everything is not very strong, your div is not very accurate, meaning like sometimes the god wants to say a yes, but you just drop out a no, right? Like it drop out a yum. So the div result become confusing for a newbie because it is not accurate. Like it couldn't really represent the real message. But doesn't mean that the God is not working, because the God is still replying you, so it's still working. It's just that you need to listen so the God can actually lead you to the right answer. Okay. However, when we together are doing a ceremony, I give my power to you guys and share that God. So when you are diving during the ceremony, everything the div become freakily accurate. Like you will see chung is like dirty. So the god is like, okay, yum, 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 yum. It will be very freaky accurate because I have many years of building my skills, right? I have a very accurate div power. So it can be like 12 times yum, and then you fix the problem, it becomes a sing. Like it's like super freaky because I am giving you that power. But if you have to go like that, then you need more knowledge and you need to train your hands to be able to manipulate that tool better. Like when you're having free time, you take a div cup and you try to make it a sing, right? Can you do it many times? Like, can you like find out how to toss to get a sing, right? Like, it's really hard, right? But there is some kind of skills involved that can get you a yum as well. So eventually, the more you play with it, the more your hands will learn how to do that naturally. And because of the accumulated skills, when you're actually diving, the result will be more accurate. Okay, so there we go. Tia number 3, Whiskey November Golf.
Tin Yacht number 3, Whiskey November Golf. Um, so I know when I first started diving, I was very incorrect with it. Um, at first I didn't even put a god into it or cleanse it. I just did. But I think progressively I've improved in that area. Um, but usually when I div or before, like I ask when I put a god into it, I always use the HQ god. Um, but I didn't know like I can also ask the local altar too, like our altar here. But those are like the only two. But I didn't know that there are other gods that we could possibly put into it. Um, and they had specific tasks. Um, but I guess that's something I learned today. Um, is there a way that we can like a list or like something where we can learn like what gods are in our lineage and what they do and their purpose? So like when we do have something we want to div or ask for and get advice, um, like we can direct to that specific god. Um, back to you, Tinyet number 3, Whiskey November Gold.
Okay, you can think of it this way. Whenever you div, you take a div cup, you stomp the hospital one, call up the seafood. Okay, so you take the div cup, hospital one, stomp, right? And now your god, the seafood, is in the div cup. You have to think about what do I want to check on, not who you're asking, is what do you want to check on. I want to check on the altar, the gods at the altar, right? Then you tap the table on the altar and you div. I want to check the food. Then you tap the food and you div. You make contact with whatever you want to check on. It's like I want to see if this thing is hot or cold, right? You have to use your hand to touch it. So your god, the seafood, goes into the cup, and then you use that seafood to clash onto other things. If I want to check, let's say, um, well, I take a div cup and I want to ask, is it a like how's the chi for doing whatever things, right? If that is not a tangible object, like not something physical, you can close your eyes, think of the idea, and just like knock it with your hand and then drop, okay, like that. So you're not just giving like talking to another person asking are you free and things like that. You're more like asking your god to go and check if that god is free, if that god can help or not. Okay, so make sure you know you're bringing out the seafood to check on things. Okay, and what you're checking with the div cup is the gut and the home, right? Is it like that God have resources for you? Does it like, is it free? Is it helpful or not, right? So if the God is not available, then you find another God to help. um there's no list. You have to learn the God yourself by using them. Like, um you have the heart spell, right? Where does your heart spell connect to? Those are the gods. So learn about them and use them. The more you use, the more you will remember who they are, and then you will learn. Okay, let's move on. Tia number 2, Delta November Golf.
Ticket number 2, Delta November Golf. Yeah, Chejuan. Yeah, my question is actually already been asked by Wing. So yeah, it's now that I know that the our Shifu is also the god of beef, and then we have to make a contact with it. Whatever we touch, we ask question about what we need, what the purpose that we want to do, or the solution or the result what we already did. Yeah, and yeah, there's because uh there's so many god like some law 9 gods, and then like 9 god like jet seal, something like that. So yeah, that's why if we can know what uh what their purpose uh, or so we can use the spaceship for a special job or special need that we want to do. Yeah, so it's just kind of like a confused, but yeah, it's probably built up by time, and we can get more knowledge and know our God, so we can have a correct, for our purpose and need. Yeah, back to you, net control. Yet number two, Delta November Golf.
Uh, the Okay, the gods, the Sam, Yok Fung Gao Dun, the nine gods, they're not at your local at the moment, so you don't have to think about that at all. Think about what you already have and make use of those, like the one that you can call with the harsh spell, or maybe if you have statues or whatever at the altar, right? Those are the god that you should look at more. And when you're diving, you ask those gods. So, yeah, like for example, if I'm doing COC, right? Um, so hey, think about it. Your tablet that you use for doing COC, there's a god inside, right? So you can take your div cup and you call it the seafood, right? And you circle around the tablet, you tap and you do a div. Hey, the tablet god, the god inside the tablet say no, no help. It's a home hour, right? It's a home time. So I'm not going to do my attack because the god inside is not going to help me. So I pick another time to do it, or maybe I'll do an attack on my phone or something, right? So I check the phone. Okay, the phone is a good device now because it's ready, it's helpful. So I use the phone to attack, right? So you have to be the one to decide what to use, what to do. um there's a god in everything. If I'm doing like cooking, right, you have like five knives, which one should I use? They're all the same. Right? So hey, you do a div and check like, which one is the gut knife, right? The knife that has the gut, right? It's like giving you help. You use that one, then you avoid cutting yourself. If you use a home knife, you always like cut yourself, do the wrong thing, and maybe cannot control the knife and things like that. Anything that you touch can be cut or hung at different times. It's like human. Home doesn't mean it's going to harm you. Home can mean like it's busy, it's not ready, it's tired. It can be home. Like if GB like asked me, can you help me throw the garbage? And I'm like, no, I'm doing something else. Then that's a home, right? It doesn't mean that I don't like her. It just means I'm busy. I cannot help now. So you find it out another time. Why not? Right? So there you go, the yum yang related to the gut home. Okay, anyone else want to check in?
Pinata number two, Golf Echo India.
I was waiting for you. Where did you go? Okay, go ahead.
Pinata number two, Golf Echo India. Yeah, I regret having missed the first part of net and check-in. It seems like it has been a very juicy conversation topic today. Um, the clarifications and distinctions that have been made so far are really enlightening. Um, that when we do, we're interacting um, with, I think you said it's our Sifu that is sort of acting as the messenger, checking on things for us. Um, and also, it seems like there's a like English language is really kind of fumbling this idea of the D3 light. It's really, it seems difficult to communicate in English um, because it's not a feeling like an emotion, which, as you said, comes after thinking. But it is a sort of, it's not even really a sensation. It seems like it must be a kind of impulse, something that is not thought of and not felt with the body, but you find yourself doing it, and that is how we leave ourselves open to that influence of the gods. That is the communication method. We find ourselves doing these things, like Lei Xiahong was talking about. He finds himself in the correct place to find his keys after he's asked his landlord god about it. Um, and that seems to line up well with what you've said about how we work with the div tools. Whatever they are, you want to be D8 skillful enough with them that you can, if you choose, manipulate them one way or another. And I thought I was cheating. But then you come to a point where you can sort of turn that skill on and off. You let yourself blank out, and then the impulse that is able to come through because of your skill is how the God is able to create that answer through you. Am I getting this correctly? Team out number 2, Golf Echo India.
Perfect. You see, I always say you don't need to know Chinese to learn magic. Perfectly explained. That's correct. The word might be insight. Uh, Insight is like something that you see yourself doing, and you see the direction. You just like went there and do it, but you didn't think about it. You just happen to do it. That's kind of like that. But the insight thing will get more clear and confident as time goes on when you understand that sensation. It's kind of like a senses. D3 is our spiritual senses, but because most people don't understand it, so like you don't really have a word for that in the language. In Chinese, we call 灵感. It translates to like the spiritual senses. But what is the spiritual, right? That's the problem. Like in English, you're really blurry with this word. So what I can say is like you have to do it yourself the way I say, and eventually you'll get it yourself. So yeah, you're very correct on that. Your version, like how you explain it, it's pretty much like that. Okay, now we have the yum and the yang with the gut and hong. Then why do we need a sing? Well, what's the third element? Like if we're doing a div and we are only asking a yes, no, right? A gut hong, like can it help or cannot help? Does it have resources for me or not, right? Then you only need two answer. Why do you need the three? So you can, like, if you take a div cup, you can use half of the div cup. You don't need to use both. Who say you must use a pair, right? You just use one and toss it and you have a yum or yang already. Very simple, right? Now, why do we need the three? That's the question. You need the three because of a timing issue. When things involve the time, like I want to know, I ring the bell, call the god to the altar to my attention, right? Ding, 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 ding. Okay. Div, prum. If I have a sing, it means that the gods were not around, but now they are here. Okay, so upon my calling, the God came. That's like it just happened. That's a sing. If I uh, ring 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 and I did, I got a yearn. That means that the God has been listening all along, even before I was ringing the bell. So they are always listening and ready. But if it's a yum, it's like, yeah, they're still not listening, right? So that is why you need the third element because you want to know the timing. Is it a perfect timing or not? Sing is like when yum and yang meet. So it's like when you have a uh, question and there is an answer right away. Or like I order some food and immediately it came. Or it's like I want to buy this thing and I ask and the thing is like right here. just came. It just came. It's not like there for a long time already waiting for me. So if you want to know a timing related answer, then you need yum yang sing. Okay, for example, I want to ask the god for I'm about to play a basketball game. Okay, let's ask my Yun San, right? Drop the diff cup. If it's a gut, right, it's like a yang, it's gut, right? So the Yun San is helping me now. Good. I will ask the Yun San for help and go do my basketball game. But if it's a sing, it means that it was not like the Yunsan was not looking, was not able to help, but now because of the div, the Yunsan came over. So I can see the response is like, I have help. The Yunsan is aware of my calling. So now you have to sing. Okay, let's move on. Tina number two, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yacht number two, Golf Alpha Papa. All right. Well, that's really informative to know that that there's actually a skill to this, to the physical manipulation of things that is actually not cheating. It's just getting. It's like I mean, yeah. If I'm trying to force the answer, yeah, then I'm not letting the God work through me. But there is an actual skill to be developed physically that the God can use. Because I've definitely had my moments of, and I know that I shouldn't be doubting the divs, but there's times that I feel like I threw that in a way that gave me the answer that I was looking for, and I wanted to double check to make sure that I wasn't influencing uh, improperly. So that's good to know. So. So the physical skill is a thing that can be developed, but still, when it comes time to div, I want to do my best to empty the mind, empty the thoughts, and let it ride. Um, so the other thing that I've got to take away from this is that the yum doesn't necessarily mean no necessarily. It might just be like not yet, right? It's like part of the conversation. It's so yeah, this kind of puts the ceremonies into light, right? It's not when we get a yum, it's not that the gods don't want to help, is the connection is not there, or that it's like they're not there in that part of the conversation just yet. Um, so yeah, it's this is good stuff. I'm just kind of still contemplating the possibilities. Uh, I could see that the diving is definitely going to be a thing that I need to spend some time with and to to uh to kind of catch up on, because like all the awesome videos you posted, like they were at work. That's why I say work is evil, but just kidding. I will do some catch up, but at least I have Gay here, who is A plus student when it comes to the diving. um so that's Yacht number two, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yeah, Gay is very talented. I can tell. Okay, yes, you're correct. Building up the skills with the physical is one thing. When I was learning how to div, they say the first thing you do is get familiar with how to handle that tool, right? Like if you use the playing cards, learn how to shuffle properly. Like you don't want to be like shuffling into the card just flying all over the place, right? And then you want to be able to like do some card tricks, spin it into a fan, or fly the cards around the way you want it. And if you're like doing mahjong tiles, you want to be able to like stack them up without them breaking apart and going everywhere, right? So all that physical skills of how you can control it is going to play a big role in the div. And so usually when you learn from me, I teach you the solid rules, like yum is equals a no, yang is equals a yes, and so on, right? But yeah, you need that rule. You need that like fixed guideline, but it doesn't mean that the god can like really do that when you're doing a diff yourself, because as I have said, like you don't have the skills in your body to physically produce that. then hey, what happened if you don't have the perfect answer that represent the God message? The God then use whatever you have to lead you to look at a certain part of it and then bring you the answer, right? So yeah, it's like you need to have the fixed rules, and the more and more understanding, or even the possibilities of how you can interpret the same thing. So when you are like, on your free time, you should be sitting on the table, nothing to do, right? So you sit on the table and you do a diff sample. Like, okay, I'm good. For example, I'm asking about my troop, and then I throw three cups, and then I kind of interpret it myself, and I try to make it make sense. It got to make sense, right? For example, like, you're asking about is my food good or not? Like, is the food okay? You got three sing and then a yum. Hey, what does that mean, right? Like, is it a no? Do I have to like do it again? Well, obviously you got three thing in the at first place, so it's like, of course, a good. Then the yum needs to mean something positive, right? So the yum is like, yeah, that's really good, right? Or it can mean like, yeah, I don't even need to help you anymore because you're already good enough, right? You come up with these reasonings, and then, okay, now I have one more way to interpret it, right? You keep those in your mind. And then when you're actually doing the real div, these can be used as the element for the god to trigger you so that you can know, oh, okay, there's like this possibility, right? So if you don't do your homework, like you never do examples yourself, you don't do homework, then when the god is trying to tell you stuff, you blank out because there's no data for the god to use. That's the problem. Okay. So I usually will spend like a long time just sitting there doing like, examples and trying to like, you know interpret it and come up with many variation of the same thing, like how it could mean this, how it could mean that, and then eventually, because of that, when I did, it's very accurate. Tina number two, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Well, Sajwan, the thing you said in in the example of the basketball when you want to go and play basketball, you said that the thing is there to let you know that your yin son or whoever you're trying to speak to is either paying attention to you or they're not. So that is why, like if you div and you get a saying, it means that yeah, it was already aware that you wanted to play basketball. But if you get a no, like it was kind of doing its own thing. So that makes a lot of sense why there's these three elements for communication, because whatever you're trying to tap into, whether it's a yin or a particular god, they could be doing their own thing. So just like a quick example, and I won't be too technical. Let's say I was in the grocery and I saw a bag of apples and I want to buy the apples. So I do my hard spell one, and I have a coin in my hand, and I say, should I buy these apples? And how would I use the Sifu to use the hard spell X? Because I know hard spell X has have a bigger data pool of information that could give me a better accurate div, if that is the correct way to put it. Now, I did remember you said that you're using the Sifu to make contact. How would I put that whole scenario together to use the seafood to make contact, but then use Hardspell X to get a much more accurate div? Because I'm a young, my data pool is not big as yet. I don't have as much information to work with. Back to you, Tinyat number two, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Very simple. You take the coin and you combine the god. Right? You take the coin in hand. You do hospital one, storm left foot. You do hospital X, storm left foot. Right? Now you have two god combined. Then you take your hand, tap the apple, and drop the coin. There you go. Very simple. Um, yeah, your understanding is correct. Okay, that's good. Now, your Yunsan usually could also give you, some hint, right? Sometimes it leads you to pay attention to something, in life. Like suddenly your eyes just stare at something, because of no reason. And then, hey, why? You look at that, that is also an answer or a message sometimes. Okay. Let me give you an example of how a natural daily life div could be. Like if I'm going out the door and I want to see how's the like the I'm going outside now. Okay, so I want to know is it now is my Yun San helping me or not? Do I have any God light from above? Right. So I put on my shoes and I'm like, oh, okay, let me kick the shoes. I just don't know why. I just kicked the shoes, right? And then the shoes is like upside down. So what is that? That's a yum. Okay. So it means my yun san is not helpful. Then I know I need to go to the altar and let me use the altar god and give myself a protection, right? So I'm now being at least protected by the god and not the yun san. There you go. Now, what if I got a positive? Like the shoes just, you know, go on the normal side up. So that means positive. Positive doesn't mean that the yun san is already helping. A gut doesn't mean that the yun san is already helping because you have not asked the yun san for help. It's like it's ready, but it's not helping yet. So what you need to do is okay. Then you tell your yun san, right? Okay, I'm going to go out now. And then you like kind of say it, right? Okay, help me be safe. And then I go. Now your yun san, no. If you're like asking the God for help, you can just tell the God the message that okay, I'm doing this now. Help me out. Give me luck, right? Like that. So you have to tell the God, even it is a gut period. You have to be the one to tell the God, I need your help. And then the God will come. And then the God will flow down its whatever power to you to help you with what you're doing. So when you go out the door, you can check, am I going out with like a gut or hong kind of status? Like if I have a hong status, that means the God is not looking, the God is not helping. I need some help. So let me go to my altar, ask for help first, and then I go outside, right? That's why you have like these magic, like protection magic. When do I need to use the protection magic? Well, when I go out and it's like, oh, there's a hung sign, right? A negative. So God's not helping me. I need to protect myself, right? There you go. TN number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. I just have some questions about the definitions of about three words. One of them is the consistency. Another is accuracy. I know that we just got the definition of accurate, which does not mean right or wrong, and confidence. So my three questions about the definitions as it pertains to this particular discussion is consistency, accuracy, and confidence. TY4HA.
Accurate is the God message matches your physical outcome. Okay, that is accuracy. So the more skills you have in the yum and yang side of you, meaning the knowledge of how you interpret things, like how many times have you been like doing examples and looking at variation of how this can mean that, this can mean that, right? The understanding of the div result, that is the yum, the mental part. And then the physical manipulation of the tool, which is the DA power. Combine the two will increase your accuracy. Okay. Consistency is about how accurate you are. So that's not a thing to think about. Um, but the confident part is more like your own issue. If you're not confident, well, any magic will not work. So yeah, you only need to look at like the accuracy because that's something you can control. You can increase the accuracy of your div by increasing your mental and physical powers of the div, right? Like the manipulation of tool, the understanding of the result, and so on, right? And also the third element that I forgot to talk about is your relationship with the God. Like, think about it. If you ask me for help and I don't like you, I just give you bullshit answer, right? So it's not like the God is not accurate. It's like the God just don't give a fuck about you. The God is like, yeah, I'll just tell you whatever, like that. So the relationship with the God is a big thing. When a disciple is going bad, the God can turn out like giving you div that fuck you up, and that is because the God don't like you. So hey, yeah, that's a thing too. Thing number four, Lima Echo India.
Team yet number four. Yeah. That is kind of thinking it's like you pick it off.
Your mic, you're covering up the mic. You're muffled.
Oh, okay, yeah. Uh, that does sound pretty scary. If you went E or something, then your God also went like E as well, and then it kind of everything backfires on you. Yeah, that. But then, um, I don't know. I felt like sometime it's kind of hard to not go weird sometimes. Like I don't know, like it maybe every couple months and or something, like something happened and you go crazy, or you felt angry and stuff like that. It's hard to go 100%, like nothing happened at all, like you're just a normal person, and then after a while you snap out of it, like oh crap, that ain't me. Like yeah, I was wondering like during those times does your God also like turn against you and stuff like that? Tenyat number four, Lima, Echo India.
No, that is because you're being attacked by evil. You're encountering attacks. So it's not like the God will not like you like that. You get it wrong. Okay. Like you're going through stages of learning and you have those like Uber EU and all that, right? I'm not going to be like, I don't like you and I screwed you up, right? No, but I just keep teaching you. Same to the God. When you're going through those hurdles, you're supposed to have emotions, some ills and stuff like that. It's fine. The God understand that. It's not like, your God went ye. You're being affected by the ye. The God is supposed to help you to fight the ye. Okay. But there's a difference between like a disciple really gone bad. Like they gone bad as in like they already is very disloyal and they're already like, they don't like here and so on. Like they're already trying to fight the Tao. That is the time you're gonna like really get fucked. Okay, like back then, there was this ex disciple, and they're already like talking behind the back, and then like, oh, who cares? John won't know anyway, and they like keep making up shit and trying to ruin the business. They are doing that, and that's why the God will fuck them up because hey, you're already like so bad to the point you're trying to hurt the lineage. And you're like talking behind your Sachuan's back, trying to say something bad to ruin the other disciples and so on. Hey, you did so many bad things to hurt your own people. Why do you think that God will help you? Right? That is the kind of thing I'm talking about. But if you're like just going through life stuff and then you get emotional or whatever, nah, the God is going to help you to go through that. Okay, so don't worry. Tier number two, Kilo Alpha India.
Unit number 2, Kilo Alpha India. There was a part where you mentioned that during the ceremony, um, you when we are giving, we are getting some help, and we don't need certain skills to get the correct answers. So we getting accurate when assist giving us assistance behind. In other words, we do need a certain skill developed when we are giving. We need to develop our own skill so that we can get more accurate. Because sometimes when I'm doing a div, like for example, recently I've been doing div every time I'm doing something, so I need to ask. But then again, I have to find out. Like there's a question rise. Like I wonder why the results are negative. There will always be that question. Like for example, in the morning, I need to think on in the morning, but then I get a negative. When I'm checking the time will go on. I'm asking myself if, because the question is, should I should I start doing the thing on now? But then I get a negative. I start to ask some question. I wonder what would be the right time then to do the to start. So that in that area, that's where I need to find out like the skill to get all these kind of answers that are coming in mind. If you can assist Tina number two kilo alpha India back to you.
Again, the God is not telling you, is not going to tell you what you should be doing. That is already wrong from the beginning. Okay? So you're diving to see if the God can give help or not. If you're doing your chengon, your greeting, why the God have to give you help? That's your own thing, right? So it is a hong hour, meaning that God do not have any help for you. But hey, it's fine. You can still do it. You don't need the God's help to do a greeting, right? That's your own thing. It's like I need to pee. Oh, it's a hong hour. Hey, but you don't need the God help to pee. You can just pee. It's your own thing, right? So understanding the gut and the hong makes a huge difference in your asking, like how you ask the question. Most people are stuck into like, should I do this? Should I do that? There's no should I. It's like, do you want to? The God only tell you, based on now, do I have help for you? Are you getting help from the pre-heaven side? Okay. I don't have help. So what do? Just cry, right? You can do it yourself. Why not? Like, I want to throw out the garbage, right? So I do a diff. Okay, it's a home hour. So there's no God helping me, but hey, I don't need a God to help me to throw garbage. So that means I can still go, right? But if I like, okay, it's a gut hour. Okay, it's like a time that the God is helping, and I'm throwing the garbage. Oh, great, that's nice too. It doesn't really matter because with or without the God, I can still throw my garbage, right? There you go. But if I'm like going outside and it's like not a good time because the God is not helping, like it's a home time, then I need to be more careful myself because the God is not watching. If I have a danger thing happen, like a car coming at me or someone want to rob me, right? I will be less likely to be able to see it because the God is not helping. So if it is like a gut time, a good time, then the God is helping. I will have less likely to be like, going into threats. Uh, but you can still go. It's like your own thing, right? There we go. Tina number three, Whiskey November Golf.
Tanya number three, Whiskey November Golf. So in regards to that, I know like when say you're going through like you're viewing yourself and stuff, your God's there to help you. In regards to my case, when it comes to the heartbreak, what does that mean for my God? Um, and how would like I know it's there to help, but say like there's just like that constant heartbreak. How does that affect my God um overall and how it functions to help me? Back to you, Timmy at number three, Whiskey November Golf.
When your heart breaks, all your magic is gone. Okay, all the gods are gone, so you have nothing left. But you have me. So I am the one supporting you from the back. When you're using any magic, you're tapping onto my personal line. So yeah, be happy. Not a lot of people will get that. Okay, so that's why when I see you're like having the heartbreak issue, I am lending you my power. So you're using my power. So you don't have to worry. That's why you are ordained. And the ordained means your master and the gods above is your backup line. So if you're not ordained, it's like I put the God inside your heart, right? And then, hey, your heart is broken. Uh oh. You know, Even when you get drunk, your heart is broken too. Like when you're drunk, you lose control of your heart. So yeah, the heart is not broken, but it's like you have a cup of water, and then the cup of water is inside the car, and the car is like going everywhere, and the water just spills. Right? That's what happened when you're drunk. Okay, so the magic power will leak out everywhere when you're drunk, and eventually all the money inside is gone. But if you're heartbroken, it's even worse. It's like, yeah, your money is gone, and you lose the power to actually hold on to anything. So yeah, during the time you're like collapse, everything you cultivated before is gone. Basically, just like that. So until you're like not breaking, then the thing regroups and starts to build up. But don't worry though, because you're ordained. So when you're down, you have me, you have Lay, you have the altar. Everything is helping at the back, and you don't need to worry so much. Um, Before we go on and almost ending the net, let me add a little bit more that is irrelevant but kind of relevant. We talk about the chi flow, the five element, right? Now, all of you, when you're like drinking stuff, okay, if you drink alcohol, something that is like exciting and spicy, and you don't really drink it down, you kind of like put it in your mouth, and you go like, kind of sip a little bit, and it's kind of like gone already before it goes down. Okay, that is the gold element. It teaches your chi to regroup and stabilize. So if you're like very unable to focus and not centered, drinking alcohol helps. If you want the chi to flow down, you can drink water. Water itself goes downward when you drink. Okay. If you want to like make the chi come up and build up the internal chi, you can drink something that is carbonated. Something goes inside and it's kind of like wake you up, right? The soda. And you can also drink something hot that is like fire element, which help your chi manifest to the outside. And if you're like, the chi is so outside, I need it to come back, you can drink something that is cold, which is the earth element, and it comes back in. So by drinking and eating with the proper way, you can teach the chi to move differently to help you with your status. Okay, team number two, Delta November Golf.
Yeah, team at number two, Delta November Golf. Yeah, Chajon. Wow, it's kind of like interesting. The from the drink, we also can move the flow of the.
You got cut off. Ding, 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 ding. You got cut off. Okay, no, no. Let's move on. Team number two, Golf Echo India.
Kenya number two, Gulf Echo India. I really like that breakdown about how we can use foods to influence and train the movement of the chi. That sounds super heckin' useful. I know you've talked to me a little bit about this stuff here and there before, but I wonder if you could um, just write out everything that you just gave us on net so that we can reference that and use that proactively on a daily basis. Of course, I still like consulting you about, um, feeling crappy this way, that way, the other way, um, and getting your direct guidance about, how to handle that. But I feel like it would be really useful to be able to sort of reference that on the go, um, and not have to bug you about it all the time. Um, I feel like there was something else I was going to say and I lost it. So I'm sure it will come back and I'll post it on that. Vignette number two, Gulf Echo India.
You don't really need a list. It's more like you understand it about the five element chi, how they flow, that you can kind of analyze things yourself. The gold element doesn't move. Water element goes down and kind of slow, like water flows down, right? And then the wood element comes up, so kind of like the carbonated water, the chi comes back up, right? And then you have the fire that is like going outward. So when you drink something hot, you sweat, and when you drink something cold, it goes inward, which is the earth element. So there you go. You know the direction. Like it doesn't move. It goes down, goes up, go out, go in. Then you basically have everything, and you can analyze them. So anyway, let's see if thing is back to you at 2DNG.
TY2DNG, yeah, Chayan, I just cut off somebody call earlier. Yeah, apology. And yeah, uh, I just when I usually do a div right now in the morning, like asking if the God is here in the altar, and then if yes, it's just like starting to do all the all the ritual, and then heart spell, and then just this morning, like I do the burning, the washing deity, the food for the COC, something like that. So yeah, and most of the time, if I go outside, I just instruct the God, like protect me. I don't asking like should I or would I, like that. So instruct the God, protect me from evil, protect me from bad people, or usually like guide me so I can align with the Tao. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Back to you. Team Yet number 2, Delta November Golf.
After you do magic for protection, you should do a div, because why? You need to know is the thing here or not, did they do it or not. So if it's a gut, right, like a positive, it means they did it um already. If it's a sing, it's like if they just did it, so it's just ready. And if it's like a yum, then it's like it's not ready yet. And so what do? You ask them, hey, quick, 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 quick. I need to go, right? Ring the bell. And then you slap the token again and you div again to see if it's done, right? So make sure you div after you do any magic. That is very important, okay? It's kind of like um, you shot the bullet, you shot the gun, you want to check, hey, did it land on the target or not, right? So always div after you do those magic. Anyway, today is a special day, so we have been OTing. It's now 2:22 p.m. Well, internet here, 73 to all, and we'll see you back online and also the net B later. This is senior number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. Will be clear, 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 clear. Eh?
Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, clear.
Tenyat number 2, Golf Alpha Papa, clear.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha, clear.
Kenyat number 2, Golf Echo India, clear.